Well, good morning, teachers. Welcome back. I hope all is going well. Now, this is week 11, and it's an exciting week because we're doing extreme weather. So, today, students will be learning about extreme weather, and there's a challenge for them in Google Classroom once again, looking at the causes and effects of different types of weather. So, again, going to our UN sustainable goals, we're looking at climate change as before, and life below and on land, and how extreme weather affects it. But before we begin, remember we did that Literati challenge back in September? Well, it's now officially over and the winners are in. So for each grade, okay, it is listed down by winners. So please share with your classes who won. Sean and I will be reaching out to the winners and they will have the opportunity to tell us what kind of gift card they want. All right. So make them feel good. Tell them congratulations. They did an awesome job. Just so you know, our goal was to collect 10,000 pieces of trash. We collected over 13,000. Pretty wild. Jason himself collected well over 3,000 pieces himself. Pretty amazing. Great job, everybody. So, beginning off with a video on what drives weather and climate. So, basically, what's the difference between weather and climate, and what creates it? What drives the whole system? All right, it's a little lesson they should have learned in sixth grade science, but simply noting that the sun is the energy source for all our weather and is what causes different things to happen. Now, after that, all right, we're going to talk about the different types of extreme weather. See, can the students identify from these pictures what's going on in them? All right, obviously we have flooding, we have drought, we have landslides, uh, forest fires, and hurricanes. These are the five main ones that we'll be talking about. Can the students identify them without you telling what they are? Can they guess off the pictures what they see here? Here's a video on extreme weather. Uh, it's going to document some of the different natural disasters that have occurred around the world within the last decade, showing you examples of extreme weather and how it's also increasing over the latest history. Then have a chance to do a little discussion with the students. Hey, have any of the students ever experienced any extreme weather? Maybe some of them have lived out west and experienced wildfires. Maybe some of them have lived down south and experienced hurricanes. Or they were here when Hurricane Sandy hit and they remember that a little bit. Or maybe just this past year, they lived maybe in North Haven and Bethany. Did they ever experience the tornadoes that came through? That was pretty wild. Maybe they felt an earthquake before. Not that that necessarily falls under climate change, but let them share their stories, even if they don't necessarily classify as a great example of extreme weather. It gives the students a chance to share their stories, their life on some of the wild things that they've seen and that they've experienced. Maybe they saw huge amounts of hail fall before. Okay, so just talk it out to kids. Let them have a chance to share. Recapping what we've seen so far in the videos is that climate is changing, the earth is warming, and as a result, extreme weather events are more common and more intense. We saw that just this past year. Man, 4 hurricanes in one season in the Gulf Coast. The real question is, can we actually predict the future? All right. So far, we've seen a lot of videos for all different lessons that we looked at. Scientists saying that the global warming is happening, that it's official, that we are on track to increase in temperature by 1.5 degrees over the next decade or so. And that would be horrific here on the planet. And here's the changes that they expect that would happen. But the real question is, can we actually predict that? We have here how the environment is modeled. So, how do scientists, we're going to just do a quick lesson on how do scientists model the environment? How do they make weather models? How is it calculated? How is it predicted? How do they do our weather channel type stuff? But then this video here is actually very interesting. It's kind of not the counter argument, but kind of the counter argument to we cannot trust necessarily what all our climate models predict. And a lot of you might go, "Oh, I don't want to see that. That sounds very, right wing type of thing." Except for the guy who makes this was the director and head of the Federal Department of weather and model predictions. So it's kind of interesting. He's got a lot of credibility. And basically, what he says is that modeling the climate is extremely complicated. And it's more complicated than any of our supercomputers can actually do realistically. And if any scientist goes into the model that they're making with any pre-assumptions about what they want the model to come out to be like, it's very easy for them to tweak and change the variables that they enter into the program, and out will come the result that they're looking for. So basically, if scientists are looking for results about climate change, they will find climate change in the results because it's how they put their data into the program to make it all start. So it's just interesting. It's a little counter argument. So it's going to lead to hopefully some good discussions. All right. So I want you guys to have a debate with your students. So based off the two videos that we just watched, okay, should we eliminate using weather predictions to influence how we live? All right. Examples would be, should we stop making government policies like the Green New Deal based off these weather models? Okay. Should we or should we not change our types of energy sources? Are we going to be doing energy sources in 2 weeks for renewable versus non-renewable? Okay. Should we take a look at our modes of transportation, EV vehicles, hybrid vehicles, or gasoline vehicles? Should we not really care anymore based on that information that he shared with us? It's interesting. I just want to show both sides of the story so that you guys can have a debate, a discussion, and students can make up their own minds. And students can know all the information and make rational decisions for their own, so they're informed. After that debate, you're done with the week. All right. So introduce them to the challenge for the week. The challenge is to go on Google Classroom again. We have a series of questions. Basically, we show them a picture of a picture of an extreme weather event. They need to identify it. They need to identify the causes and effects. All right. So what causes drought? What causes wildfires? All those things are discussed in the videos. All right. It's pretty simple. It's just clicking boxes. So after they do that, they're done. Thank you guys again. I hope it goes well. If you have any further questions, feel free and reach out to me.